All right, so going through these. So remember, the first thing we should think about are big identities, Pythagorean, sine squared. Do I see that? So no. Any algebra, things I can add, multiply, subtract, things like that? No. Then we change everything to sines and cosines. So this is already cosine, so that stays the same. Secant is 1 over cosine. And then we start again. Well, going back to the algebra, cosine over cosine, that's just 1. So that equals 1. For number 2, do I have any big identities? No. Any algebra? No. Change everything to sines and cosines. So tangent is sines. And then I have my cosine. And then going back to the top, algebra, there's division here. Those cosines cancel out, so I'm left with sine. On number 3, any big identities? No. 2, any algebra? No. 3, change everything to sines and cosines. Cosecant is 1 over sine. Sines cancel out, I'm left with 1. So number 4, big identities? No. The algebra? No. Change everything to sines and cosines. Now algebra, these are going to cancel out, so I'm left with 1. For number 5, any big identities? No. Any algebra? No. Change everything to sines and cosines. Okay, well, starting all over again, still no big identities, but algebra, those are going to combine together, which cosine over sine is cotangent. Now, for this one, it's like, do I do the left side? Do I do the right side? Now, in this instance, it's actually going to be easier to do the right side. And the reason being is because if we think in our head, okay, what are the 3 things for us to be able to do? We have Pythagorean, algebra, change everything to sines and cosines. The left side is, yeah, I kind of see a cosine Pythagorean. Okay, so that's a maybe. But everything is in sines and cosines. That's like step 3. It's almost as if I do step 3 on the right side, it's going to get me the answer. And if you notice, same thing on number 7. The left side is already sines and cosines, but the right side is not. Maybe that 3rd thing. So let's try it. So no Pythagorean, no algebra, change everything to sines and cosines. So secant is 1 over cosine. Tangent is sine over cosine. And look at that. Step 2, multiply together. Same here. 1 over sine theta. Cosine theta over sine theta. So then you get cosine over sine squared theta. And then for these, just remember, find your different angles. You're going to set up like SOHCAHTOA and things like that for it. So from 34 degrees, this is my opposite, this is my adjacent, this is my hypotenuse. And so, to find this, 180 degrees minus 90 minus 34, I can do the sine of 34, because I have to use adjacent. So I can use the tangent of 34 equals opposite over adjacent. Then I could solve for b there. And then to find c, that's adjacent hypotenuse, that's cosine. So the cosine of 34 equals adjacent over hypotenuse. And so you're going to solve for both of those. When I stand 30 feet away from a tree at home, beautiful tree. When I stand 30 feet away from a tree at home, The angle of elevation to the top of the tree is 50 degrees. It says the angle of depression to the base of the tree is 10. Oh, I see what they're doing here. Because we're standing. And the angle of depression to the base of the tree, that's going to be a little different. That's going to be 10. So what it's saying is, what is the height of the tree? So the height of the tree is this value and this value. So you're just going to have to do two right triangles and add them together. Because if I know this is 30, then I know that the tangent of 50 equals opposite over adjacent. And then because I know that it's 10 degrees, that's going to be the tangent of 10 degrees equals, because these are the 90 degrees, equals opposite over adjacent. And then the height is x plus y. So you're going to find those and then you're going to add them together.